The day has come, everyone. The national championship, the Natty. The Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The two biggest fan bases in all of college football. The wide, horrific fans that vast across the country for Ohio State. And the worldwide fan base of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish that stretch from my homeland in Ireland all the way to the shores of California. And maybe the biggest viewed game in the history of college football. And all the people are picking Ohio State, and Vegas has them as 8.5-point spread. And let's think about it. Let's really break down this game, guys. First things first. Ohio State is the more talented team on paper. What we've seen throughout these playoffs is the paper really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. We've seen that throughout the playoffs. Yes, Ohio State should win this game. Biggest factor that why Ohio State should win this game? Yeah, they're more talented on paper, but the secondary factor is Notre Dame's coming in all banged up. Notre Dame's missing 4 defensive starters. They lost 3 offensive linemen against Penn State that are all question marks. We don't know who's playing, who's not. Jeremiah Love is coming in, not 100%. They're starting tailback. There's a lot of injuries for Notre Dame. A lot of problems. So if Ohio State wins, and this is a close competitive game, which it will be, that says more about Ohio State than it does Notre Dame if they lose a close game. And if Notre Dame wins, that's really bad for Ohio State. But this Notre Dame team has been underrated on paper. They have this veil cast over them from the Brian Kelly years of they can't play with the big boys, they're not talented, blah, 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 which it just isn't true. It's just not true. Because even during the Brian Kelly years, Notre Dame was always talented. Brian Kelly's just not a very good coach. Because look at all that 5-star talent at LSU. How's that going for him? It's not going well. And all we want to talk about is recruiting and 5-stars and this and that. Half these 5-star kids never pan out anyway. And they transfer and this and that. Who cares? Notre Dame finds the diamonds in the rough. The 3-star guys that are NFL players. And that's my thing. As I've always said, how many NFL players do you have on your roster? And Notre Dame every year has had more NFL players than any other school not named Alabama. In the last 15 years, Notre Dame has put more NFL players in the league than any school not named Alabama, and it's a 4 to 7 player spread. This game is going to come down to Notre Dame was the one team that Ohio State should have never wanted to play, because what does Ohio State struggle with? Big, physical, downhill run teams that play great defense, like Michigan, who's beat them 4 years in a row. Who has the most similar play style to Michigan in the playoffs? Notre Dame. This game's going to come down to if Ohio State stacks the box, can Riley Leonard complete passes down the field? If he can, the Notre Dame defense is for real, and Ohio State's in a world of trouble.